Hey, if you're trying to start your real estate wholesaling business, but you're having problems getting going, you're stuck in this never-ending learning cycle. You keep buying courses. You've got some fear to go out and talk to people. I've got a solution for you. I've put together a community called Wholesaling Partners to help people get started in real estate wholesaling. And if you were an existing wholesaler and you're doing deals, but you want to get more consistent, you need a steady deal flow, I want to team you up with new wholesalers so they can bring you deals you can JV on. So, really, no matter what your experience level, no matter what you're looking for, wholesaling partners can help you get to where you want to go. We're also looking for cash buyers to come on and build buy boxes so wholesalers can bring them deals. We also have a marketplace of any product you want, any free resource you want, contracts, scripts, letters, you name it, we have it, and so much more. So today I did a webinar to show people how to use the platform. And this is the webinar replay. So I want you to kick back, watch the webinar, and see if Wholesaling Partners isn't the right platform for you. Okay, so here we go. Enjoy. I'm here. All right, let's get going, everybody. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being here. I want to say thank you for joining the community. For those of you that know me or know what I have been doing up before starting this community, I've had a website called the Wholesalers Toolbox, where I have a free course on wholesaling. I've promoted products, I've given away contracts, scripts, and all that kind of thing. So, I've got a lifetime of sales experience. I sold industrial equipment when I was young. I got into real estate. I was a licensed realtor in Michigan and in Florida. I was a mortgage broker in Florida up until 2008, 2009, when the market collapsed. At that time, I went back to Michigan with the family. And that's when I really got into, investment real estate, I should say. I was looking for something to do. I couldn't do mortgages, right? There wasn't any mortgage business being done for the most part. So I started doing inspections of houses that were bank owned. And then I hooked up with a company that wanted me to go out and take pictures of houses in Detroit that they were thinking about buying to rehab and to sell to overseas investors. So it was a boots on the ground scenario. So I did that, and that was a really good business for me, made a lot of money. I ended up starting to work directly with investors out of state and overseas where I would go out and do boots on the ground services. I would do property condition reports. I would take a video. I'm sorry, I saw somebody popping up there. So I would take video. I'd take pictures. I do the property condition reports, right? If they couldn't be there, I would do that for them, right? If they were overseas, they were in England, they were in Australia, the UK, wherever they were at. So I'm doing that, and I was doing the inspections for the company. And so they came to me eventually and said, why don't you do such a good job inspecting the houses for us and really catch the things that aren't finished? Why don't you rehab for us? So they talked me into putting together some crews and rehabbing for them. So I got rehab experience from doing that. I did it for about 4 years. Super busy, running 4 crews in Detroit, rehabbing houses. And finally, I was just burned out. I'm like, this is cool and I'm making a lot of money, but like, I'm tired. So I had heard about wholesaling, and I'm like, that's the way to go, right? It's, I don't have to deal with contractors and with, people wanting to know when their house is going to be done and all that stuff. I'm just going to wholesale. So, I started wholesaling. I put the wholesaler's toolbox together, and that's been great. It's going on like 10 years, and it's really helped a lot of people with, like I said, with contracts and all that. But there was a missing piece in all of that, right? And I have talking to people for the past 10 years trying to get into the business. It's they all say the same thing. If somebody would walk me through the first few deals, right? If somebody would just tell me how to do this, right? If somebody would partner up with me, if I just had a mentor, right? And for the people that have been doing it and are successful doing it, they want more consistent lead flow, right? I'm doing a deal here and I'm doing a deal there, but I want more, right? I need to do more deals. So I started playing with the community idea, and what Wholesaling Partners is meant to bring people together, right? So they can either learn the business together, they can JV together, whatever the scenario is. You're not going to be successful in this business by yourself. You need partners. Okay. So this is what the community is about. It's about getting in here, letting people know where you're at, who you are, what kind of partner you're looking for, and give you all the tools and resources all in one spot to do everything that you want to do. All right. So with that said, I want to walk through the platform and just explain everything to you, right? So you know how to use the platform, what I'm trying to accomplish here, and how I'm trying to help everybody. Okay, so the page that we're on here is just the welcome page, and this is where it brings everybody the first time they come. Okay, so the first time you logged in, it probably brought you here, and it just explains the platform to you. And I'll probably end up making a video in here and just reiterating what this says, welcoming people to the platform and what we're trying to do. So I'm going to hop up here. This is built on Mighty Network. So you see this little tab up here. It says Mighty Team. You do not have that because that's, I'm the owner of the platform. So they give me that so I can connect with them. Excuse me. So if we hop into the feed up here, this is everything on the whole platform, right? It's a feed of everything going on in the rooms that you're a member of, wherever, right? Anywhere on the platform. And you can sort this, right? You can do everything. You can do personal feed. You can do your personal activity. From the host would be stuff from me. You can do stuff that's near you. Questions that are unanswered. I mean, like you can sort this any which way, right? And you can sort by last activity, popular, newest, oldest, distance, all that. And then you can change your view setting on there. Okay. So play around with the tabs and see what there is in here. All right. But this is just a main feed. Same with the discovery. It shows you everything that's going on. Okay. I made these feature posts here about joining your state group and scheduling an interview because I want people in the platform to see those. And then all the top posts that are getting the top activity will show up here. Members near you you'll see here, top members of the platform. If I have events in the event section, they're going to show up here, and then top spaces is going to show up in the discovery area in the events section. Now, these events are just stuff that I'm going to post, but I'm going to show you how you can create events too. But here on the main events page, this is just stuff that I'm posting. So this is today. We've got the onboarding call today that we're in right now. Later this week, on Thursday, I've got a virtual wholesaling mastermind with Chris Logan. And I want to tell you about something with the training that I'm trying to do. I know that people in wholesaling and real estate and all that, you're getting emails all the time. Hey, like do this webinar, do that webinar and all that stuff. And most of them are an hour to an hour and a half of a sales pitch, right? They get on there, they give you a few little nuggets and they say, buy my course. Here's the link to the course and all that stuff. The training that I'm doing on this platform, anything in here, I'm telling people like Chris coming in Thursday, this isn't a sales presentation. Come in and give good quality content. Now, Chris sells a virtual wholesaling course, and at the end of the training, we'll probably say, hey, if you want to hear more from Chris or interested in looking at his course, there's a link. But anything that I schedule in here is going to be just pure good content. Okay. And if it's not, if somebody gets in here and, carries on with their, sales pitchy stuff, I might let them go on, but I'm not going to put it down here in the REI training library where I'm going to put the replays. It's not going to happen, right? Because I want everything on here to be good quality content, not salesy content. Okay. So, hey, if anybody's got any questions as I'm going along, I'm looking at the other computer here and watching the chat. So if you have any questions about the platform, pop it in there for me. Okay. So, all right, we'll go down to members here. And again, members, it's going to do top members. And this is, people that are contributing the most to the platform, liking the most, replying the most, contributing. Of course, I'm winning, right? I've got the most referrals, and I'll talk about like referring people to the platform. But this is all the top members. Then you can search by near you, right? And it's going to bring up a list of everybody that's closest to you. So if you want to start, like reaching out and connecting and saying, hey, want to go grab some lunch, Andy, and, let's go over to St. Pete Beach there and grab a coffee and talk about how we can do business or whatever, then you can like message people and follow them or whatever. Right. So if you click on the little buttons here, you can chat to them. You can invite them. I don't know if you can invite to a space, but I can because I'm in the admin. But click on like I said, click on the buttons and test the functionality. You're not going to break anything. So, hey guys, people still popping in here. Okay, so then we have the newest members, the host, which is going to be me and my daughter right now. The ambassadors are the people that are promoting the platform the most, and then online, right? So you can see who's online right now. So that's it. So this is the main features up here. So we talked about the start here, the welcome. Then we've got the community clubhouse. So this is where the big stuff's happening. This is going on now. That's cool. Right. So, if you, let's say, you want to start a conversation about something, you saw a really good YouTube video about wholesaling. You saw something that's happening in the industry. You see where they're passing a new law about wholesaling in a state or whatever. You can come in here and just, make a post and talk about it. So when you do that, you can either do a quick post right here and just type something in, right? Or, you can, before I say or, you can do pop in a video, right? If you want to put a video in your ad, you can upload, like a document. You can do like throw a picture in there or whatever you want to do, and put that in. You can do a poll, right? If you want to, hey, what kind of software are you using, right? You can make a poll question right there. You can do a multiple choice, hot, cold, percentage, however you want to do the poll. If you want to put a GIF or, respond to somebody's post with a GIF, kind of liven things up, right? You can do that. I do not believe you have the go live function, right? Because that takes up, if I have everybody start doing that, it's going to take up a ton of storage space on here. So I've kind of limited that. Plus their video isn't that great. So that's why I'm using StreamYard instead of streaming right in the community, right? So, but anyway, that's where you make any kind of post, right? So you can go in here and you can do a quick post. I want to back out of this for a second. So you can create a quick post. You can do an article, you can do a question. You can't do an event here, but I'll show you where you can do an event. But so you want to write an article. That's just if you want to do something longer, right? And you just want to type out something big and long, and make it look more like almost like a blog post, right? And then I'm going to talk about hashtags, but you can put, whatever hashtag you want. And this platform is pretty smart at figuring out what the hashtags should be. So if you're asking a question, if you're giving a tip, if you're talking about joint ventures or trying to calculate some numbers on something, if you're talking about a success story, legal question, contracts, whatever, or if it's not in here, you just want to create your own, like whatever you want the hashtag to be. But these are just some suggested ones there. Put your title in and write your article, right? And then when you're done, you just hit post and you're live. We're going to cancel that. And then, so then in each section, you've got different tabs. So this is the feed where all the action is. And then again, you have discovery, right? Top members in here, top articles in this page, right? The events, the members, the details. This is what the page is all about, or this tab's all about, right? And then this is tags. And what's neat about this is if you're in a tab and you say, hey, I want to see like all the posts that are questions where somebody tagged it, ask the community, you can click on that and it will show you all the posts that say, have the hashtag ask the community. So, but that's what that's all about. And then again, you can sort, right, by near me, by posts, right, oldest, newest, whatever. So that is a very cool function to help you search what you're looking for. Then, as you all know, we have the live chat, so we can get in here, and this is just real time conversation. If you just want to get in here and say hi, if you want to, start talking to people around the country that are doing the same thing as you, they're in the same business as you, this is where you can do it. You can hop in here and talk to them. All right, we have, let's go back. Okay, there's no other tabs there, right? So you're just talking. In here, we have the announcements. This is all me, right? This section is going to be, if I'm telling you something about the platform or something important, maybe they passed a law somewhere. It says, hey, you have to have a real estate license to wholesale, but here are some other ways you can wholesale in that area where you don't need a license. You can, double close, you can use transactional funding, whatever. But if it's something important with our industry or the platform, I will post it in here. All right. Now, hopping down to training, I'm currently building out a wholesaling one-on-one course. I'm not big into being a coach, okay? And I know a lot of you think that's what I do, but I don't want to be a coach. I don't, that's not my gig. There's a lot of people out there that do it and do a good job at it. What I'm trying to do is hook you with the right resources and the right people and the right information to be successful at what you're doing. But with that said, I'm building this out and it's just the basics. And if you go in here, I've got a lot of the text already in here where, it just explains wholesaling to you. But I need to go back and record video for all of them. And I'm still determining if I'm going to read it verbatim or if I'm just going to get in there and wing it and just, tell you what I think about, each of those things. So maybe you guys can suggest in the chat there, which you would like me to do. Do you just want me to talk off the cuff and just say, hey, this is what I think about, the legality of wholesaling and really go into it? Or do you want me to read what I've already typed out there for you? So, all right, let's go down. So anyway, this is training. And if I put more training courses in there, I just received a course somebody gave me for virtual wholesaling in cold calling. It's like actually a cold calling course. And I might put that in there and just put cold calling mastery course or whatever, but I might lay them out like that. So you can go in there, join the group and go ahead and take the training. Anything that we're doing live, when I have people on and do live trainings like I'm doing right now, this is where I'm going to put them. REI training library. Again, there's tags in here. and I've just put a couple in just messing around, but I will tag them so you can go in here. And if you're looking just for probate, or you're looking just for pre-foreclosure, or you're looking for like driving for dollars or whatever it is, you can go in here and search for what you're looking for. Okay, so we've got the discovery where I'll have featured posts. You've got the actual library itself where you can go in here and search the tags and the details. Okay. The next section is the partner interviews, and we've got right here. If you go into partner interviews, there's a featured post right here. So schedule your partner interview today. If you go into that and schedule an interview, I will get on like I did with these people here and do an interview with you. And it's what it's meant to do is attract people to do business with you. So if you want a JV partner, if you want somebody to learn the business with, if you're an experienced wholesaler and you want people to bring you deals or whatever, I'll get on with you and do an interview. And I would like every one of you to do this, right? It'll take me forever. I'll hire more people to help me do interviews, but I want you to do an interview, and we'll get on and take about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, and introduce you. Talk about like what experience you have. It doesn't matter if you have no experience. You can say, you know what, I used to work in a grocery store as a grocery store manager. I'm just getting into wholesaling. I'm looking to team up with other people that are brand new so we can go out and do deals together and market and all that stuff. If you're doing deals, you can come on here and do an interview like Ben did with me. Ben's a big wholesaler in South Carolina. And he came on here and said, hey, if you're new, you're out marketing, you want to bring deals to me, I'll JV them with you, right? We'll team up and I'll help you go through your first few deals or endless deals, however many you want to do, right? So this is where you find those. If you're looking for somebody in an area, you can go in here and search partner interviews. And I'm having everybody tag their interview with where they're at. So we're using hashtag partner up, hashtag South Carolina for Ben, and then I put SC. So you could do, if you're here in Tampa, you could do, we'll do your interview and we'll put hashtag Tampa, hashtag Florida, hashtag partner up, or hashtag buy box, or whatever it is. Okay. Yes, Pamela, there will be a replay in the REI Training Center of this training. All right, so we've got the discovery on the partners. We've got the feed, again, that you can search. I think I'm the only one that can post in here. That's how it should be set up. Hashtags, I'll probably put a hashtag for the different states so you can search like that. And we can see who members are in here. And then the page information and about partnering up. You can go either in the page information and scroll down here and schedule an interview, or in the discovery, you can click on this article and schedule an interview there. All right. Training guides. This is for non-video courses. I'm going to put some training guides in here. I've got one for driving for dollars that I created. I have one for virtual wholesaling I created that will be in here for you. And then here's that one I was talking about, cold call mastery. I'm going to put this in there, and it's just about how to make cold calls and how to get good at it and what you should ask and all those things. All right. We have a free resource section, and I want everybody to use this. Pamela, don't worry about being late. It's okay. I've been giving away these contracts for a while. The purchase agreement, assignment agreement, option agreement, JV agreement, notice of cancellation. I've got some scripts that I've put in here: cash buyer script, motivated seller script. The other day, Jerry Norton sent me his co-wholesaling agreement. I've got some marketing letters I'm putting in there, but I want everybody to use this. This is open for everybody. So if you have a good contract that you use, if you come across a good resource, I want you to put it in here. If it's a website, hey, look, I found this website where you can look up, delinquent taxes or whatever. It's free. Okay. Remember the name of it, free resources, but create a post in here. Okay. To come in here, create an article or a quick post. I believe I have quick post turned on for this, but come in here, create an article and post. Hey, hey, I found this great article on, how to fill out an option agreement, right? And put a link to it, right? So this is for resources that you find helpful. Okay. I'll continue to put stuff in here, but I want the whole community to put stuff in here. All right. And then the same, I've got, the feed in here that will show you everything, and the featured posts that you can scroll through, the tags, right? Contract scripts, letters for you. If you're putting something in here, tag it what it is, the details of the page and the members that belong to it. All right. Once you roam around in here, you're going to get good at that. All right. Again, here's software. I'm not going to go into this. It's exactly the same. I'm trying to put good tools in here. If you need to, rehab, you need to, you want to get PropStream, you want to get Deal Machine, you want to get you put this little CRM here the other day. This was really cool. CRM for $20 a month. You can get this whole CRM that I'm using. It's very well put together. But anyway, you can get in here and get any software you need. Feed, tags the same way, right? Details about the section and members. Services. This is a funding guy that I've used for a long time. Straight Line Funding, David Cruz over there. My title guy, if you want a title company, I've got some other title company listings. I'm going to show you where those are. Lead Binding Pros. If you want to get a real estate license, here's a good online course. If you need a domain, right? I've got more stuff going in here. It's just I'm one guy and I'm doing it as fast as I can. But here's where all of our services will be. Same for coaching and courses. This will be like paid stuff. If you want to dig deeper into something, like if I have an expert on that talks about virtual wholesaling, I'll put his course in here if you want to dig deeper into it and look at their course. Self-promotion. This is the platform. Answer the question here. The platform this is Mighty Networks. If you go to my.wholesalingpartners.com and sign up, you'll come into the community there. Hang on one second. Oop, went to the wrong screen. I'm going to pop it in the chat for everybody. There's the website if you want to sign up. Okay, so here's self-promotion tab. And why I made the self-promotion tab is because, you've all been in Facebook groups and you know how this works. Somebody starts a group and no matter how good they try to moderate it, somebody's going to post, I do skip tracing. I do this, I do that. I don't allow that in the platform. I'm going to be strict on that. I don't want people filling this up with promotions, right? So, but there's always those people that are going to do it anyway. So instead of, just saying, can't do it, I figured I'd make a room for it, right? If you want to promote yourself and it's wholesaling or real estate related, this is where you do it. Self-promotion tab. You can go in there, create a tab, create an article, create a quick post, and talk about your business, right? So I had somebody, Roderick, come in here the other day. He's got a boots on the ground business, a template I gave, I sold him for boots on the ground, and he put that in here, which is cool. He can also put it in the state group. But if you want to promote yourself on a nationwide level, this is where you would do it. And people can come in here and search for it and search, they can create in the self-promotion tab, coaching, mentorships, product services, however you've got it tagged, and they can look for your stuff. Okay. And where, I've got the feed and all that stuff. Details. I think I've got the details on everyone. Oh, I don't have it in here yet. I had a video. It looks like I've got to fix that, but details, it just explains each section to you. All right. And then the last thing in the marketplace is REI side hustles. Now, I just mentioned that boots on the ground thing, and I told you about it when I started this webinar. I used to do that, right? I used to, when I got into the business, I had a boots on the ground business. And I think for somebody getting into wholesaling, if you don't have any experience in real estate or wholesaling or anything like that, it's really a good side hustle to do while you're learning wholesaling, because you get to practice going out to properties, filling out a condition report, taking pictures, doing all that stuff without the pressure of like having to get it under contract and negotiating and all that stuff. So like, you've got investors calling you saying, hey, I'm looking at a property, can you go out and take pictures? You're like, yeah, I'll do it. You go out there, you take pictures, you do a video, you send it to them, they give you $100, $150, right? And you got some practice doing it. You're also building a great cash buyers list, right? Because every customer that sends you to a property to look at, potential cash buyer. You can also market yourself to property management companies and other brokers, real estate brokers, and all that stuff. So boots on the ground is a great business. Okay, and then another one that I promote often, I'm actually promoting it right now, is being a private money broker. So again, if you're already calling on cash buyers, you might want to put on your website, oh yeah, by the way, I do, I'm a private money broker. If you need money for deals, reach out to me. All right. So anything that I have like these boots on the ground and the private money didn't really fit into any of the other marketplace categories. That's why I did like a separate little page for them. Okay. Now, lastly, of course, now this is nice because I'm not going to, of course, go through all the groups, but so I did a group for each state. And I did that because I want you guys to be able to talk at a more local level, right? It's great if you're up here and you're chatting and you're talking in these main rooms. But like, if you're like, I just want to talk to people in Michigan, right? I'm a wholesaler in Detroit. That's where I want to focus my attention on, right? I want to find JV partners there, all that stuff. You'll do it in the local group. All right. So we've got the discovery page like we do on all the other pages where you got the members and the posts and all that stuff and the feed. Okay. So if you're in Michigan, where you're in Detroit, okay, and you say, I want to partner up with somebody, you would come to the state group, you would join the state group, and you would come here and you would create an article. Okay. So you go in there, you create an article, and the article says like, hashtag Detroit, hashtag partner up, or I'm looking for a partner in Metro Detroit, a JV partner in Metro Detroit, hashtag Detroit, hashtag partner up, right? And when you do that, those will come up. Partner up, Metro Detroit. I'm trying to put in the main cities for it, but you can type in any city that you want to partner up in, right? Make your title. And in this here, you're just going to type what you're looking for, right? So, I'm looking for a JV partner in Metro Detroit. I'm brand new, but I think if I team up with somebody, it would be easier to get out and do the business. Blah blah blah, whatever. You can click here. You can add a photo or video. I showed you guys that. I've got a video there. You can put in if you want to add a link, if you say you wanted to put something like on YouTube or something, or you've got to already have a YouTube video of yourself, you can put it, the link for the YouTube video there, right? Put in a thumbnail if you want to. Anywhere the video is hosted, you can do there. I use Loom video a lot, and you can do it. Hey, D, how you doing? You can do that. See, somebody just popped up there, just entered a group. But anyway, this is where you would build that for a partner up at. All right. You would also create one of these ads if you have something under contract. So if you're in Michigan and you have a property under contract, you could come in here and put like, Detroit, great brick Detroit investment property, hashtag under contract. Right. We have that hashtag under contract, hashtag Detroit. Put all the details, put the pictures, put everything about it, post it in the group. Last one that I think is very important would be a buy box, right? So if you're a bigger wholesaler, a larger wholesaler that's doing, you've got a cash buyers list, you're doing deals actively, you can get things closed, you can get things done. Come in here in your state and create a buy box. So, hashtag Detroit, hashtag buy box, looking for JV partners, and put an ad in here that says, hey, I'm an investor, or I'm a wholesaler in Metro Detroit. I've got a lot of house hungry investors looking for deals. Bring them to me and I can get them sold. This is what they're looking for. That's what a buy box is, right? It's what somebody's looking for. So I'm looking for, anything 3 bedrooms up in these cities and these zip codes, all your criteria, right? List it, right? List if you don't want something. No condos. I don't want condos. I don't want mobile homes, just single family houses, right? So your buy box is just a description of what you're looking for. If you're an investor or you're an active wholesaler, build a buy box. Okay. So buy box, under contract, partner up. You could do a JV ad or whatever, right? So anything you want there. All right. I'm looking for questions. You guys aren't asking any questions. All right. So in the group, we also have members, right? Everybody that belongs to that group, nearest to you, newest, host, whatever. A individual chat room for that state, so you can have a local conversation if you just want to pop in there and shoot a message in there. Tags for the state, which I already showed you. The guide for the state. Now, this is important in the state group. So I've got a guide in here, and it explains the tabs to you, like I'm doing: discovery tab, feed tab, the tags that we're using, all the information, member tab, what that is, chat tab, tags tab, event tab, guide tab, all that. Then I am going to try, this is an ongoing project, but I'm going to put all the state specific information in this guide. So requirements, right? Do I need a license in Michigan? If I need a license in the state, what are the other, if I don't have a license, how can I close this thing? Okay. It might not be assignment if you're in Illinois, but it could be, double close with transactional funding. It could be buying in the name of an LLC and selling an LLC. It could be, novations. It could be whatever. So I'll list all the alternative methods here, or all the methods in that state, like I did here, closing strategies, right? Link to the state with their legal real estate guidelines for wholesaling. And then I'm going to try to list title companies in your state, right? So any good wholesale friendly, investor friendly title companies I'll have in there. And then in-person meetup groups, right? So we have good RIA meetings, or actually these aren't RIA, those are just meetups, right? That we have in the state. And then anything, just anything that, these link back to the wholesaling basic course and the resources and all that stuff. But anything that's relevant to that state, I'll list in here. Okay. And then lastly, on the state stuff is the events tab. Okay. Now on state level, I left this open so you guys can create events. Okay. So if you want to create an event in Metro Detroit, in Tampa, in Dallas, wherever you're at, you come in here and create this. You can't go live, but you can create an event like this. Okay. So you put the event name. All right. You can post it in the main feed. You put the date, when it starts, when it ends. If it repeats, so if you were setting up your own real estate meeting, if you put, it starts, it starts, every week, right? Or however often you want to do it. Then the event type. If you want to do it on Zoom, you want to do a virtual meeting, you can put Zoom and put your Zoom meeting in there link. If you want to do Zoom, you can do like go to webinar, you can do whatever you want. If you want to do a local meeting, you can put where it's at, right? And if you say you're on like meetup.com, you can put the link in there, right? But you just put where the location is. If you want people to RSVP, right, all that information. So, but if you're in an area, you're in a city, here I'm in St. Pete or Pinellas County or Tampa Bay, I could come in here and do, a weekly Zoom accountability meeting, or I could come in here and do we could meet, once a month at the Starbucks, or whatever you want to do. But this is meant to encourage you guys to connect and to talk to each other and to team up and partner up and make things happen. Okay. So that is it for that. Don't hang up. Don't leave. I'm not done. A couple more things. I didn't want to sound like I was wrapping up there. Uh, up in the corner here on the screen, there's a little button. If you click on that, it will give you an invite link. You can copy this and you can post it places, right? You're in a Facebook group, or you're on Bigger Pockets or Connected Investor, or wherever you want to put it, on your social media or whatever. You can go in here, copy a link and say, hey guys, come join us, right? You can send it to your title company and say, hey, you know what? You need to check this out, right? It's, wholesalers from all over the country. You might want to be on here. You might want to reach out to David about putting you on the state page or whatever. But this is where you do it. You can just come up here, hit that button, boom, copy link, and send it to people. Okay. Chat is up here. If anybody's sending you direct messages, this is where it's at. So you can go in there and check a chat. If you want to talk to somebody, start a conversation, you can type their name in here and find them, and reach out to them and create a chat. Okay. Now I want to talk about one more thing here. We've got all your notifications in here, and you can go in there and set your notifications. I want to switch over to my other profile, and this one's in white for the people that like the light view page. When you sign up, you get this little checklist, right? Schedule a partner interview with me, join your state groups, fill out your profile, which I want to talk about right now, just your notifications. So you download the app, you can get notifications on the app, come in and introduce yourself and invite somebody to the community with that tab I just showed you. I need you all to participate in this, right? Invite people, reply to posts, create your own posts, because again, this is community, right? And we need to talk to each other. We need to promote each other. We need to build those relationships so we can be successful. With that said, I want you to go in to your profile, right? By the way, this is the light and dark mode right here, if you want to change that. But I want you to go into your profile, okay? And I haven't done anything to this, right? And this is what yours looks like when you come in. But I need you to fill this out, because if people are looking, I'm sorry, I was reading some messages. If people are looking to connect with you, they want to know who you are. All right. They want to know where you're at, what your experience is and all that stuff. So I really need you to come in here and fill out an about me section, right? Give them like one word, who you are, or one line or two lines, who you are, right? And then get more detailed about it, right? Hey, my name's David and I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, with years of real estate and wholesaling experience. Might be my mini bio. And then in my longer bio, I might say, hey, I've been doing this for, 25 years. I've got rehab experience. I've got real estate, agent experience. I've been a wholesaler. I've done all these things. Love to connect with you, whatever. Right. And you can even hit this little get me started thing and it'll help you type it if you want. Personal links. I want you to put all your social media in there that you want people to connect with. So if you're on YouTube or you're on Instagram or you're, wherever you like people to connect with you at, put those links in there, right? So go to Facebook, go to your profile. When you're on your profile, copy that URL that your profile has and then paste it in here. Do the same thing on Instagram. Go to your profile, click see my profile. When the website link comes up for your profile, make another link and paste it in there, right? Do all that. Under profession, tell me what you are. Are you a wholesaler? You're an investor? I know you can't pick multiple, but tell me what the main one is, okay? Service provider would be like for title companies, for investor friendly services and all that. So either be wholesaler, realtor, or investor, okay? Location. A lot of people aren't doing this. This is so important because, again, I want you to show up on searches, right? If somebody's near you, I want them to be able to find you. If you don't do this, you won't show up on a search as people close to somebody else. So see, it says my location, and I might be filling this out and I go, oh, okay, it says St. Petersburg, and I'd like blow by there. But you have to click use location, right? And when you do that, then it sets it. Then so I'll save this and I'll hop back out of here. Oop, I thought I saved. Yeah, no, it's not going to save for me. Figures. Probably because I have the other one open. But anyway, I'll show you. So anyway, but you want to do that. Pick your location, find it, find it if it's not showing up there, and hit save. Location being where you're physically at. Don't do your virtual market. Do where you're physically at. And then in your bio, you can say what virtual markets you're working. Okay. And then, so what will happen is I'm going to hop over to the other screen here. So then when you go into members, if you do it correctly, on the bottom of your little tab here, it will say where you're at. So see, I've done it right, but Fred hasn't. Terry Ann has done it right? So anywhere it says where they're at, they've done it right. If it doesn't, they haven't clicked that use location button. Okay. So, but that's very important to do that. All right. So make sure you fill out the profile good. That's one of the most important things. Put a picture, right? Don't just leave it as the stock image. Put a picture so people know who they're talking to. Put your social links so they can check you out. Put your bio so they know your past, your experience, and put your location so they know that you're near them. Okay. So that is it for the platform. That's how you use the platform. And again, this recording is going to go into the replay area. So shoot me some questions here. What are you guys thinking? We're at 49 minutes. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes. Philadelphia, Illinois, Oklahoma are the only states that require you to have a real estate license to wholesale. Yeah, in those states, I talk about this quite a bit. You get all these coaches and people trying to get attention on YouTube and all that, and they'll go real estate, wholesaling illegal in Illinois, and have the big, like cop car flashers and stuff like that. It's not illegal. Wholesaling is not illegal anywhere. Okay. What the deal is in some states, like Chicago or like Illinois, like Oklahoma, they're passing laws that say, hey, if you're going to be a wholesaler full time, you need to get a real estate license. Now, there's two reasons that this is probably happening. One is, there's a lot of, people get into wholesaling that are bad actors that don't know what they're doing, that will go put a property under contract. They can't find a buyer. They ghost the seller because they can't find a buyer. The buyer gets mad because, they don't go to closing and get their money. So they call the state attorney and go, hey, somebody was trying to buy my house. They said they were going to buy it, but they didn't, and blah, blah, and all that stuff. Bad way to wholesale. Okay. The second reason, and this is just my opinion, right? But the second reason this is happening is because the National Association of Realtors has a lot of lobbying power in the state governments and at a national level. Okay. But wholesaling has gotten to be a big thing, right? So there's a lot of transactions going on every single day, a lot of wholesale deals. And there aren't realtors involved in that, right? That's, a lot of times there's not. It's the homeowner, the wholesaler, and the buyer, right? The National Association of Realtors members aren't making any money on that. So, which means, that the NAR is not making any money on that. And so, although I think it's not a bad thing to be educated and to have your license and all that, but I think a lot of the reason with the wholesaling laws is because they want money. They're missing out on too many deals. Okay. Can virtual locations be added by you, Pamela? On the platform and Mighty Networks, you can only put one location, but so everybody knows where you're physically located. But you can go in and join every state group that you're virtually wholesaling in, and do a partner up ad in that state, right? So if you're in South Carolina, but you also work in North Carolina and Georgia, then you join all three of those states, right? And you go in those three states and you put an ad, or a partner up ad or a buy box ad or whatever in those states, and say, hey, I work in the state. Hey, I work in this state, right? So you're in all of the states that you belong in. So they don't all need to be on your platform or on your profile. But when people join that state group, they can go in and search and find you and know that you're actively doing deals in that state. Can I give you a high level overview of the wholesale process for a joint venture and doing it by yourselves? Okay, so real quick. So in my opinion, and there's bunches of different ways that people are wholesaling now, right? But in the most basic terms, people are going out and they're finding distressed properties, or properties that people need to sell quickly or want to get out from under or whatever. So they could be vacant, they could be distressed, they could be a probate deal, they could be whatever. People say, you know what, I don't want to take the time to fix this up. I don't want to mess with it. It's in another state. I don't want to deal with it. You buy it from me. I'll sell it to you as a discount because it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of love, or I need to sell it quick and I don't have time to list it with a realtor and do all those things. So a wholesaler will put it under contract, for a discounted price, and then they sell that contract to a cash buyer. All right. So when you sign a contract in the United States on anything, on a property or on anything, you have equitable rights in that contract, right? And those rights they're a thing in contract law. Equitable rights are kind of like a tangible thing, right? That you can sell. So I can sell my interest in that contract to a cash buyer, and then they go to closing and they buy the property. So if we'll use round numbers. If I contract a property for $100,000 and it's worth 150, and I tell the investor, I've got this property under contract for $100,000. I want to make 10 grand on it. So, I'm charging a $10,000 assignment fee, for 10 grand, I'll sell you the contract. They say, okay, you do an assignment agreement, you take the contract, the assignment agreement, you send it to the title company. When that buyer closes on the property, the seller gets their money, you get the 10 grand, the owner, the cash buyer gets the property. So that's it in a nutshell. That's how wholesaling works. Joint ventures would be, so the same scenario. I go get a property under contract for 100 grand, but I don't have a buyer, right? I don't know where I'm going to get rid of this thing at. So I could go to another wholesaler that's more experienced and say, hey, you've got a buyer's list. I've got a house under contract. Do you want a joint venture on this deal? And we'll split the 10 grand. You take 5, I take 5, and we'll do a deal. And, I think any wholesaler in the world would say, sure, I'll take 5 grand, right? So that's what a JV looks like. Or other people can bring you deals. If you've got the cash buyers, right? They could come to you and say, hey, I've got this property, but I need to move it. Can you help me move it? And we'll split the deal. That's a JV deal, right? You knew that. Just wondering if, no, it cannot be in the profile, Pamela. It's unfortunately, I wish it could, right? But it's just one location. So like I said, just so people know where you're at in case like, they want to meet up for coffee or just I'd rather it be people's physical location, and then in the state groups you can say where you're at, where you're doing deals at, right? So that's how we do it. So does everybody understand the hashtags, the partner up, the buy box, and the under contract hashtags? Just put a yes or a thumbs up or something in the profile. Pat, joining state groups will have the same effect. Having multiple states in your profile will look unprofessional. Yeah, I don't know if they had it designed okay. It would look all right if it would just put little tags, right? Because it'll put a little tag where it says wholesaler or investor. If it did little tags with the state group, that would be all right. Or with the states you were doing business in, I wouldn't mind that. But it is what it is. It's like I said, it's built on Mighty Networks, and they just have it set up that way. If I started to build it out on Circle Communities. Then I was, looking at Mighty Networks, and I said, this is so much better for what we're trying to accomplish, and teaming people up. So I moved it after I did the most of the work. I moved it over. Pat, you're welcome. Yeah, appreciate you guys here, being here and doing this with me. It's hard to get something like this going. It's like when you're getting into wholesaling, you're like, this is a good idea. Is anybody going to do this? Is anybody, if you're doing wholesaling, you're like, is anybody really going to sell me their house at a discount? Am I crazy for doing this? My wife thinks I'm nuts. My husband thinks I'm crazy. My family says, oh, you should just keep your day job and not, do weird stuff like this. And, building a community is kind of like that, because you're putting all this work into it and doing all this stuff, and you're like, this, it would benefit people so much by coming here and partnering up and doing this, but you're like, then you're like, is anybody going to show up? I'm going to do all this, and I hope somebody comes. So that's why it's really important for you guys to to use that invite link and to talk about this, right? Because you're in groups and you're talking to people, and you're talking to your title company, and you're talking to buyers, and you're talking to all these people that are in our industry. And if you would just, you just mention Wholesaling Partners and try to attract more people to the platform, I would greatly appreciate it. And a lot of people on here would greatly appreciate that. So Pat, thank you on the pre-foreclosure class. I will be doing more with those guys here. We'll do webinars like this. And again, back to the training, virtual wholesaling, probate, foreclosure, whatever it is. When I have people on, I guarantee you, I promise you, it will not be a sales pitch. Okay. I'm not doing that here. This platform isn't about that. Okay. I want people to come on here and give real value, right? I want people to watch these trainings and be able to take that information and go put it into action. Okay. So no crap in the platform, right? I'm going to be very upfront with you guys. I'm going to tell you, be honest with you. This is like kind of like David Uncensored, right? I'm going to tell you like it is. So Yvonne, thank you. It is trying to make it a one-stop shop, right? We've got the marketplace. You guys can promote yourself. I'm going to promote some things in there. Only, like I've been doing the whole Sailor's Toolbox for years, 10 years, and I only promote things that I believe in. Okay. Either I've used it, or I've talked to people that used it, or I've thoroughly researched it, and I think it's a good deal. Okay. So in the marketplace, that's all I'll put in there, right? Only things that I think are worth your time. And because it's a community, I wanted to give you the promotion page. So if you've got something that you're promoting, um, then you can put it in there. Pat, Pat, I should probably ask for money more than I do, but I'm trying to help people, So with that said, if you guys are ever thinking about software, you're like, hey, I hear a lot of people talking about PropStream or Deal Machine or whatever. Use my link and sign up for it, right? You want to help promote me, do that, right? Um, but that's how I make my money, right? I do some YouTube videos, I promote some stuff on YouTube and all that stuff. But this platform is about helping you. Now, with that said, and most of you are still on there, everybody that's in this platform now, the platform's free, and it will probably until I get to 1,000 members or a couple thousand members, it will stay free. At that point, I'm going to charge something very minimal for the platform. I'm thinking like $7 probably. But the reason I'm going to do that is kind of twofold. One, I don't want anybody on here like, skip tracers from Nigeria coming on here, use my service and spamming up the place, right? So that keeps those kind of people off the platform. The second reason I'm going to do it, there's actually three. Okay. Second reason I'm going to do it is because if somebody's not active in wholesaling, I don't want them on here. So if it's $7 a month, this $7 a month ain't going to break anybody. Okay. But for $7 a month, you might say, you know what, I haven't got going yet, so I'm not going to cancel it. But if you just get out of wholesaling, you're like, you know what, I opened a car wash, I'm never going to wholesale again in my life. You're not going to pay that $7 a month. You're just going to go ahead and cancel it, which is what I want to happen, because I don't want people on here that aren't active, right? Because you're reaching out to people, you're like, hey, you want to team up? And they're like, no, I don't do it anymore, right? And it's wasting people's time. So, right. So something really minimal that will keep people from just hanging around if they're not doing it. Third reason is this takes a lot of time and I need to make some money, right? So I'm doing it for free right now. And I want to connect you guys with everybody. And if somebody reached out to me and said, you know what, David, I want to be in the community, I just can't afford it, I would give it to you. I really would. But if I just charge a few bucks a month, then I can make some money. So I can spend all my time doing partner interviews. I can, lining up people in the industry to come on, writing articles, doing training, doing all that stuff. It takes time. And I want to spend all my time doing that for you. So, all right. Yeah, Pat, Facebook groups are garbage, right? They're one, as a Facebook group owner, if you put something in a Facebook group, nobody sees it, right? Maybe 5% of your members even see it, because Facebook doesn't want to show that, right? They're worried about other things, right? They're more worried about showing you ads for the hottest new Christmas toys or whatever, than they are about showing content of groups that you belong to. So for me, when I started doing this, a group was out of the question, right? I have a small group. It's only a few hundred people. And I connect to it in this platform, but I'm not promoting it, right? I want this to be the platform. This has a phone app. You can get online, you can download the app through Mighty Networks. You search for Wholesaling Partners, you join, right? You sign in if you've already joined, and then like you've got it on your phone, right? So if you're doing something and you need a resource, or you want to say, hey guys, how do I calculate the ARV on this place or whatever, you can pull out the phone app and do it without getting lost in Facebook, without getting lost in Twitter or Instagram or whatever. So yeah, um, they're bad with your fake pictures, names. Yeah, a lot of fake pictures in there. So yeah. So man, guys, help me make this. I'm doing this out of frustration, because I just see so many people that need help getting going. And that's the only reason I'm doing this, is just I'm trying to help you guys. If I was anybody else, I'd be charging, $97 a month for, but I'm not doing that ever. So, um, So, with that said, tell people about this, right? It's free. Say, you know what? Here's a great platform, great content, great people. Partner up, join your state group and all that. Watch the webinar David did, and he tells you how to use the platform and attract other. You all know good people, right? You all know people that you would want to work with. So invite them to the platform and get them on here. Okay. So that is it. If nobody else has any questions or anything, I'm going to jump off here. My wife's been texting me. She said she was sick for the past couple of days. So now she thinks I'm sick because I'm not replying to her. She's like, are you sick? So, um, guys, everybody here on StreamYard, everybody on YouTube and on, social media and everything. Thanks for watching. Again, go to my.wholesalingpartners.com, sign up and be part of this community, and let's do good things this year. Okay. So thanks everybody, and I will talk to you soon.